up, everybody? Welcome to the Film Geeks podcast, where we talk about everything movies and TV. And as you can see, we got the homie in-house today, all the way from Columbus by way of Detroit.
I know, right? Started in Detroit this morning, and now I'm here. Y'all know who we are.
Right.
Sam, Sean, and man, this has been a fun ride.
Yes.
This is our season finale. Taking a little break, not taking a break from watching movies and TV, but a break from doing the podcast only because the nation calls. I have to go do duty, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. But we're coming back strong in July, so we'll still be posting on our YouTube channel. We'll be posting our reels on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All that, yeah, all that stuff. So, man, so what I want to say, as you know, as we start every episode, just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported the page, who's been down with us from day one, and we definitely got to send a shout out to our super producer, JB.
Yes.
Man,
Listen, if y'all only knew.
we put him through the ringer.
Yes, we did. We thought it was gonna be easier.
But it's all good, man.
Yes.
We definitely appreciate you, bro. And we want to follow him. It's Taurus Media Now on Instagram. So definitely check his page out. And there we go. So without further ado, the lineup that we have today. Oh, and before I get into the lineup, there are spoilers. So I'm going to name all the things that we're going to talk about today. And if you haven't watched any of them, pause, watch it, and then come back and listen to us. So, movies. We're going to be talking about Hurry Up Tomorrow, Prom Queen, Mission Impossible, and Final Destination. TV shows. We have Forever, The Four Seasons, Poker Face. Since I watched a whole series of Breaking Bad, I kind of tell you how I feel about that. And the canceled shows. There's a lot of them that got canceled going around. So, well, without further ado, let's get into it. First movie on our list, Hurry Up Tomorrow. This movie stars The Weeknd and Jenna Ortega. I really hated this movie. So me and my daughter, we went to go see it because, she's a Jenna Ortega fan. And I like The Weeknd. I like his music. He makes good music. And I'm like, okay. And from the looks of it, I'm thinking like, okay, it's going to be like feel like a release party for like his album because he's currently on tour. He's actually on tour in Detroit. And I just left Detroit.
Okay.
So funny how that works. But this movie was not what I expected at all. The way the movie looked, like he was a musician and he gets with this chick and they just go on this whole little wild hoorah. But meantime, the whole movie, he was in his head the entire time. This whole movie was like a badass dream.
Oh, wow.
It was a bad dream. So you didn't even know he was The Weeknd in the movie,
Okay.
Like they finally said, like, this is The Weeknd. I'm like, well, what is happening here? And then Jenna Ortega was portraying a girl that he left. So in the movie, he was always on his phone, texting her, calling this chick that I guess he broke up with. And Jenna Ortega was supposed to represent this girl, but she did him wrong for him doing her wrong. So at the end, he wakes up and he does his concert. I was
Wow.
highly disappointed. I knew it was gonna be a little off because Barry is that Keoghan? He's a British actor. He was in that movie. What was that? The Sacredest Deer. Oh my god, it's one of them A24 movies.
Oh, the deer. The Killing of the Sacred Deer.
So you know how awkward he was in that movie. He was just as awkward in this, but he's The Weeknd's manager.
Right. Okay.
This movie was
him.
Yeah.
He awkward in everything he played.
Awkward in everything he played. So I did not see the Rotten Tomatoes for this movie prior to me watching it. But then after I watched the movie, I see why it got the score it got. So it got a 15% Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
I give this movie
15%. Wait a minute.
15% Rotten Tomatoes. Bad. I will never watch this movie again. Songs I'm gonna give this movie a 2 because
Damn.
it's a song that's on this on the album that it's a banger and I just been listening to it. So yeah, that's it.
Wow.
That's all I got for Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like I yeah, it was bad.
Wow. All right.
So I'm glad you didn't waste your money.
I'm glad too.
I should have used my free tickets for that because I got
Jesus.
like 3 sitting right now that I just haven't used. So there's
Mm,
that.
all right.
Um Next movie up, Prom Queen.
I'm sorry. I put up the original book
You put the original.
from
Okay.
R.L. Stein. Yes.
Well, Prom Queen is R.L. Stein, as
Yep.
you can see from the Fear Street series. Now, I never read any of the Fear Street books. Like I was a straight Goosebump person,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
but
me.
I guess Fear Street is like the upper tier of
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, it had more. It was more horror. Goosebumps was like for the littler kids, and then Fear Street was more like the older teens.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So, how'd you feel
yeah.
about it?
Oh yeah. Prom queen was it was terrible, but it was it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was 80s slashers. It took place in the 80s and it did what it needed to do. I didn't go in with any
Hmm.
expectations. It was fun. I laughed a couple of times. I mean, at the end when you find out that the killer is Chris Klein from American Pie, I dead laughed. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
And the whole family it was kind of predictable because you know what I said when I first started watching. I'm like, the killer might be her dad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I did read the book years ago, and I could have just been a repressed memory.
Oh, okay.
It could have been a repressed memory that I didn't.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how did did it relate to the book at
I
all?
do
From
not remember.
I
That's
don't
what I'm saying.
remember.
I don't
Oh,
remember,
okay.
but me knowing that the dad was the killer could have been a repressed memory. The whole family was the killers. It was just a cheesy slash 80s slasher film for me, and I had no expectations. I mean, and I'm going to give it a 5 because I had no expectations.
I so I will give it a 5 as well. It was it like to your point, it
Hmm.
was a fun slasher
Yeah,
film, very predictable.
yeah.
And just the classic stuff that you don't do in movies,
It
they did it.
yes.
It was just like, don't go in there. They went in there.
Hmm.
Like, don't do that. They did that. So it it was a fun slasher. Um, I personally like the previous Fear Street movies,
Yeah.
and for me, that was the only reason why I watched it because I enjoyed what was it, 1994? I think it was 1978.
Yeah. And then
I didn't
1880
I
something.
didn't like the older
I
one.
didn't either. I
The
didn't
first
either.
two
Great.
fire bangers,
Yeah.
but the last two, man, Fear Street. I don't know, y'all. We gotta do something.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something fun to watch, it's a quick 90 minutes. It was quick.
It was
It
quick.
was very quick. So
Yeah.
that's it. We both gave it a 5.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
5 out
five,
of 10.
5 out of 10. All right, well, that's Fair Street.
Yep.
Moving on. So this is probably arguably one of the biggest action movies, that everybody was looking forward to, except for you, because you're not in. Are
I've
you
never
just?
seen any of them.
You've never seen
Not a
any of them.
one. Not a one.
Oh,
I love Tom Cruise though.
love Tom Cruise. Okay. Well, I think it'd be kind of hard for you to kind of go back and watch him now.
Mhm.
Maybe if you get bored, I don't know.
Okay.
Um,
What number is this? Like
this
8?
is the eighth one, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah, yeah. So, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, starring Tom Cruise. I enjoyed this movie. It did get an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good for that. I mean, that's a solid score for that movie. So they basically picked up where the last one left off. They're basically trying to. So now they have this entity. The entity is like a computer virus that's getting into like all of the big dog countries, your USA's, your Russia's, your China's, and they're basically trying to start like a whole nuclear war, basically take all the humans out.
Mhm.
And Tom Cruise has to recover this I guess this drive to put this key in to where they can basically trap it and destroy it.
Okay.
But but he had to go through so much to get it. And I think what I appreciated more, and maybe the storyline was a little cheesy, but what I appreciate is what Tom Cruise is able to do at 60. How old is he? He is 60. Hold on.
Wow.
He was born in 62. My dad just turned so 63. He's about to
He's
turn 63.
not a
He
bad
does
looking
he is
63.
like the American version of Jackie Chan. He
You think
does
so?
all of his own stunts,
Okay.
the training that he does. I mean, he went like deep sea diving in this one. My man was hanging off of a plane, as well, probably not in this poster, but I'm sure in posters that you've seen in the theaters, he's hanging off a plane. Like that is Tom Cruise. Overall, I would give the movie a solid. I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
They had like a little tribute to Ving Rhames, and is something going on with Ving Rhames? Because so Ving Rhames has been in all of them.
Okay.
It's only one of them that he wasn't in, but he's been in all of them. But looking at him in Dope Thief and now this, it's like he's looking kind of like on the sick side.
Right.
But they had his character dies in this one, unfortunately. Yes, I spoiled it. I told y'all at the beginning. That's what we do.
Right.
But it was like a little tribute thing, kind of like at the end of the movie, and I appreciated that. But solid 7.
Okay.
Definitely worth the watch. If you're into action movies and you appreciate stunts, aren't they recognizing stunts in the
In the
Oscars?
Oscars, yep, they are.
Yeah, this is easy nomination. Easily. So that's all I got on Mission Impossible.
What'd you give it again?
I gave it a 7.
Okay.
Gave it a 7. It was long, and it's so funny. I was real quick conversation I had with Joe about it. Because we were talking about the last one.
Mm-hmm.
This movie runtime was almost 3 hours.
Wow.
2 hours and 50 minutes.
Is that the average?
They're usually around that 2 hour
Okay.
range. But the last one, which was shorter than this one, you felt that time.
Okay.
In this one, the story carried along so much that you really didn't feel the time. Like I didn't feel like I was in this theater for almost 3 hours, but
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I saw it in Michigan, and there you go. So that's all we got for. Well, that's all I got for Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Did you wanna
I'll
see
go
it?
back one of these
One of these
days.
days, I think you will enjoy them
Okay.
if you like action.
All right. Up next, we have the most anticipated horror franchise of the season, Final Destination. Now, horror is my thing. I absolutely love the Final Destination franchise when it first came out back in 2000.
Hmm.
I was in love with the first one, the second one, and the fifth one.
Yeah.
Didn't think there was no need for the third and the fourth one. And you know what? Gonna keep it going and say there was no need for this one either. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So, I'm going to name off all the good things about it that I did like.
Okay.
I absolutely loved how the penny came back full circle.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty dope. The different kill scenes, I know we talked earlier, I told you they were creative, but going back and kind of rewatching all the other Final Destinations,
Mm-hmm.
they weren't that creative. They were repetitive, but they were done like times 10. If that makes sense.
So they put more emphasis on the kills in this.
Well, I can give you an example.
Okay, what you got?
Let's see here. So, and this is what I was trying to avoid.
No, it's all good.
Right here. How Uncle Howard dies.
Family's here. Yeah, I'm okay. All right.
Oh, good.
Ow! Oh! Oh! I'm okay. It's okay. It's all right.
All right. So, getting the motorcycle thing was crazy. But you remember, in this one,
Here is school.
Yeah, maybe. All right, boys, come on.
this is the fourth one.
Let's go. Get in the car. I've got my eye on you two.
Another, not a motorcycle, a lawnmower. Same part of the body. This was the fourth one. Now, you see how it was like kind of elevated?
Okay.
Super cheesy, super cartoony, And it was very much so predictable. Like, I knew immediately the black kid, I'm sorry, I knew immediately the black kid was Tony Todd from the beginning.
Yeah.
Immediately. I'm like, oh, that's Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Because, it was actually the first time we found out his name too, because they never said his name in all the
Never.
other ones.
No, they didn't.
And then, like, you knew the very first opening scene was the premonition.
Yep.
Like, those things were very, very predictable. I do like how they do a great job of deception, where they make you think something is about to happen, and then it doesn't, and then they let you let your guards down, and then bam, it happens. You know what I mean? So, a good example is when Julia was choking on the you kept seeing the glass in different parts of the scenes, and then she started drinking the water, and you thought she had the glass, but she didn't.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, it must have been a bug or something. And even the trampoline scene, which I just showed, you thought that he was going to go through and that rake was going to come up, but she's like, stop, stop, stop. And then she pulled the rake from underneath it. And even the garbage truck scene. She called out the premonition, but you didn't think that she was about to actually go into the garbage truck. That was pretty cool. And then JB, I guess since we know his name now, he makes a reference to Kimberly Corman. And at first I'm like, well, who the hell is Kimberly Corman? Being the only survivor that cheated death, and that's because she died and came back. Yeah. And I actually have the clip for that one, because I had to go back and look, like, who is Kimberly Corman? But it's
Part 2.
Yeah.
Only new life can defeat death.
It is my time to go and be in heaven with my family. I can't accept that. I know what I have to do to save us.
There are no known survivors.
I have to die.
So that is Kimberly Corman from the second one, who's played by AJ Cook. And if you guys are Criminal Minds fans, that's where I was first introduced to her.
Okay.
Overall, I like the idea of the protagonist in each film is supposed to be a part of the bloodline.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool from the Skyview accident.
Yeah.
However, this movie just felt super rushed. And I just wish it was a bit more creative in explaining the bloodline. Like, it had a bigger plot twist, like how Final Destination 5. I love that plot twist. That was the best plot twist ever. Like, if it would have did like a quick montage and showed all the people from the whole franchise and how they related to the people from the Skyview, like, that would have been cool. But yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Gave it a 6. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 92. 92. Now, I will say, CGI wise, it was a little over the top, but I thought this was a very fun watch. Like, for me, it's definitely rewatchable. And I love how this one actually had a plot. Like, I mean, I thought the whole bloodline thing was very creative. Everybody that was supposed to die in that little sky restaurant, which, number one, there's no way I would have gotten that thing.
Really?
There's, it got to be a building like on that movie Drop. Like, I can do that type of sky view. We're talking about a little pin needle in the sky.
It was a big circle around.
Yeah, but the inner part of it was skinny.
That's how they all are. Have you ever been to the one in Canada or in Seattle? You go up the same little small elevator. Even the restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah, but the Drop, that movie, that was a building. That was a big square building. Like, that was what? I don't know the square footage, but it was more than what this pin needle thingy was. And now I can go in there and like view it, but to be up there like dancing and eating
with the glass floors.
with the glass,
No.
red flags,
Right.
all
Right.
everything about that building said red. And then this took place back in the 60s. They weren't built. I mean, maybe they were building stuff like that. I wouldn't trust
No.
nothing like that.
She said they got done 5 months early.
And they got done early. That was another red flag. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm cool. But I think probably I want to say probably the biggest takeaway from this movie that I really appreciated what they did was that whole segment with Tony Todd,
Yes.
his character.
Yes, absolutely.
Because as you can see, he's very sick. I mean, he did die like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But that whole scene was all improv. It's
Yeah.
not scripted at all. Directors just say, "Hey, just go."
I felt it.
Talk to us. No,
I felt it.
I felt that whole
Yep.
entire scene, which oh my goodness, it was fabulous.
Yeah.
Like, so
I'm like, oh, he talking to us.
yes, no, it really is. And when he closed that door, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
So, no, I definitely appreciate that. For me, I wouldn't put it the best Final Destination, but it's definitely better than 3 and 4.
Yes. Yes. I can agree with you on that one.
It's definitely better than 3 and
Mhm.
4. I mean, could I rank it above 1, 2, and 5?
No.
No. And I mean, 5 with how it came back full circle to the first one
Yeah.
was just brilliant. And once I saw Flight 180,
Yeah.
I was like, no, they not. And then when they did it, I'm in the movie theater like, oh my God, let's go.
Hey, see?
So,
Yeah.
but
And they tried to do that with the ones in 3 and 4. It just didn't work out that way. And then even on the second one, because I kind of rewatched them all like fast, not
Yeah.
like the second one, and I completely forgot about this part. All the main characters in the second one were related to the ones in the first one. And I don't mean blood related. I mean like I remember Kyle, I'm sorry, I can't think, TC Carson
yeah,
was saying how he was supposed to replace the teacher last year
Yep.
before they were all like
they were all tied together. They was
yeah.
all tied together
Yeah.
in some form or
Yeah.
fashion. So, I mean, but in essence, it kind of, so now going back to this new one, Tony Todd specifically said, like, if you fuck with death, then, you know, it'll come for you. Hence the reason that the brother eventually got
Yeah.
in the, what's that machine called? I
the
seen it on-
MRI machine.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say that was pretty creative. Like, well,
that was creative.
that was creative. Like,
That was
hey,
creative.
bro, eat this peanut butter. But I really love how he complimented the Reese cup. Was like, man, it's so good.
Yeah.
And did you feel anything yet? No. He was allergic to peanuts, so
Oh, and we just found out that character is allergic to peanuts in real life.
yes, we did. Yes.
Yes.
He posted a video.
Right.
Hilarious. That was very creative when the daughter got killed. And I'm like, and I called it. I'm like, oh, that ain't his daddy. When she said that, I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like hilarious. But
Yeah.
I gave it a rate. I gave it a 7.
Yeah, you gave it a 6. I think we both gave it a 6.
No, you gave it a 6. I
Okay.
gave it a soft 7.
Okay.
It's a soft 7. I
That's
don't even
fair.
know if that's even a thing, but it's a soft 7 for me.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So I'm not doing all of them. I was just doing some of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's cool.
But before I get started, I just want to talk to you about Breaking Bad and your whole experience with that. How was that? Like, you just binged 5 seasons
I
of Breaking
did.
Bad.
I did. So, like I said, if y'all been following the reels, this is a TV show that I ultimately regret not watching when it was live. And I know the reason why I didn't watch it when it was originally out. I just wasn't into TV shows. Like, you could not get me to sit down. I wasn't in the house enough for that. I mean, we talking from 2009 to 2013. The only time I went to the house was to sleep.
Okay.
I mean, and watch a movie. 2 hours? Oh, okay, cool. Now I'm out. But the writing, how the show, and I've said in the reels, it maintained this energy from the beginning to the very end, and just wow. And then I turned around, I did watch El Camino,
Okay.
which was you just got a story on Jesse's story,
Okay.
like on the events that pretty much happened while he was held captive. So they kind of went answer details about that. And they even have some of the characters reprise their roles
Okay.
just to kind of, give you like the visual. So I appreciated that, but it gave you closure.
Okay.
So now it's funny. I was talking to a guy in Michigan about. I just finished watching Breaking Bad. And everybody, he is like the sixth or seventh person to tell me to watch Better Call Saul.
Yes. So my question to you is, are you going to watch Better Call Saul?
I am, just not now.
Okay.
Because I've already so we committed to The Wire.
Yes, we did.
That's 5 seasons.
Right.
Then I committed to this and hit this, and I need to get caught up on some movies, and then maybe later on in the year. But then we got summertime. We got a whole bunch of big summertime blockbusters coming
Right.
out.
But what about when you're going down south for where you about to go in June? You got time.
Yeah, but I want to watch Mobland.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's another one. We're gonna get to that one when the season over.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the reel on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Breaking Bad.
That's what's up.
Phenomenal show. Heisenberg.
All right.
I'm gonna get that hat. I'm gonna be Heisenberg for Halloween.
They still make them shirts.
I may even cut my beard into a goatee. No, that's too much. That's too. All
It
right.
might be too much.
Yeah.
So, this is the most talked about movie that's on Netflix right now.
It's a movie or a series?
I'm sorry, the most talked about series on
Okay.
Netflix right now. And it's Forever. Sean has not watched it yet. I've been encouraging him to watch it.
Yes.
It's only 8 episodes.
Okay.
And it's phenomenal. It is a story about young Black love. So it'll take you back to your high school years where you first had a boyfriend. And it was beautiful. The Black family dynamic, beautiful. Wood Harris, aka Avon Barksdale, phenomenal.
Okay.
The mother in this film, I do not know her name. Phenomenal. Not film, I'm sorry, y'all. TV show. The whole cast. It follows Justin and Keisha, who reconnect after being friends since they were friends in kindergarten and they reconnect in high school. And they have this relationship, on and off again relationship. And it was just, however you remember your first love in high school is how this show was. It was great. And then at the end, it just left you with, they decided to go their separate ways. Keisha went off to college. Justin finally stood up to his parents and said, hey, I don't want to play basketball at Northwestern. I want to do music. And it just kind of left you on that cliffhanger. And then we just found out that it's been picked up for season 2. So this was beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful, the whole time you thinking something bad's going to happen. Somebody's going to yell at somebody. Somebody's going to die. No. Your nervous system was at ease watching this. It was the most beautiful story, the most beautiful love story you will ever see.
Did you cry?
Of course. Of course I did. On every episode.
All 8 episodes you cried?
Crybaby cancer. Maybe not the first 2.
Okay.
And maybe not like at the end, but it was just different parts in there where I just teared up a little bit.
I will say my timeline, my algorithm is set pretty much towards TV. Is pretty much all TVs and movies now.
Mhm.
I didn't see anything negative about this show. So I did add it to my watch list. I got a long watch list, y'all. I do want to get to this probably right before the second season releases, so
Okay.
that way it'll all be fresh, and then I could just kind of pick it up. I think that's kind of like the trend with me as well.
Okay.
I usually don't jump on this show like the first season. I usually, by the time I get to it, is maybe 2 or 3 seasons in, and then boom, I catch up with the world, and now like I can engage and talk
Yeah.
with anybody about it. So it's definitely on the list to watch. How's it? So you talking about like your first love, like high school love, or
Yeah. Like a teenage love. I
is
ain't
it
gonna say high school because you might have not met him in high school, but just a teenage love.
teenage love? It's like
Yeah.
loving basketball type deal, that type of love,
Nah,
or
that was toxic. This ain't that toxic. No, like how they met. Like I've never seen a young Black boy portrayed in such a positive way.
Okay.
He was head over heels for her. His whole world revolved around her, which could potentially be toxic. But she was the same way because she was so used to bad. Like her boyfriend, before Justin had posted a video of her doing some stuff that she shouldn't have done.
Okay.
And it went viral and she had to change schools.
Okay.
So for her to jump in this with him, she's thinking the whole time he's going to treat her like that. But he was head over heels for her. He loved her. And she eventually came around and it was so good.
Okay.
It was so good. So, and I'm sure everybody's already seen it already. It's been out a while.
Damn, just you talking about it make me want to go home and go watch it.
It's easy. It's good. It was an easy watch. And the last episode, you know how sometimes when you watch a Netflix and then they'll say next episode starting in,
Yeah.
the countdown. It didn't say that on the last episode. And I'm like, I need more.
Yeah.
Where the rest of it? It just ended. It was 8 episodes. It just ended and he was like, you want more. You want more. You want to see the rest of the story.
Okay. All right.
So.
All right.
I'll touch on another one really quick. The Four Seasons. This was another good, fun film. It's based off of the 1981 movie called The Four Seasons, the same name. This is a series. I'm sorry if I didn't say that, but it's based off the movie in
Okay.
1981. It stars our boy Coleman
Domingo.
Domingo,
Okay.
Steve Carell, and the great Tina Fey. I love Tina Fey. She's really good. And it just follows a group of 6 friends who kind of go on vacations every season. And at the top of the series, you got Steve Carell telling his friends that he's about to divorce his wife because he's tired of her and he's bored. And she's surprising him the whole time with the vow renewal because it's their 20th anniversary. So shortly after the vow renewal, he dumps her to the side and then finds a new girlfriend. And the next season, they all go out and include the girlfriend. And it's a fun show. Each couple has their own issues that they're trying to work through. It's a really good show for 40 and up people who are like married and in relationships. I'm not in a relationship, but I loved the different types of issues they all had going on. So you got the couple that's been married for 20 years, which was Steve Carell and I don't know that lady's name. And then you got the couple with the woman who's like the alpha male of the relationship, and that's Tina Fey and her husband. And then you got the gay couple, Coleman Domingo, and that handsome Italian guy. I don't know his name either.
It's an Italian guy. I like
But
it.
they have issues where Coleman Domingo is like, he's like I don't know how you would call him. He just doesn't like to be smothered. And he likes his space, but he always lies to his husband about everything just because he knows how he reacts. So they all had their own issues. And I loved it because it showed 40 and up, or 50 and up, I should say.
Yeah.
Couples and how they navigate their relationships and marriages. It was also a very, very good show. And they're coming back for season 2 as well on Netflix.
Okay. I heard good things about this one as well. Another show that was constantly on my timeline. Bunch of positive reviews. So
Yep. Check it out. Check it out on Netflix. Forever's on Netflix also. And then I think that's it.
yeah.
I have Poker Face on here. Poker Face is on season 2. It stars
Ain't that my girl from
Natasha Lyon from Orange is the New Black.
Okay, yeah.
Now, this show is super. Let me see if I can break it up so y'all can know what I'm talking about. This show is super dope. It's kind of like the Black Mirror of TV shows, if you will. There you go. I don't want to say Black Mirror in a sense of like those deep thought-provoking storylines, but I mean Black Mirror in a sense that every episode has a star-studded A-lister on the series. And it's like an anthology series. So each episode is different, but there's one ongoing storyline through the whole thing that ties all of it
Everything.
together. So even in the first season, she basically is on the run from her boss, and through each episode, she makes different stops in different towns. And each episode is a different storyline for the next episode. I mean, I'm all over the place. Hold on. Each episode is different from the next,
Hmm.
but the storyline ties together. And poker face just means that she can tell when you're lying. It's a gift that she has. She knows exactly when you're lying, and she calls bullshit every time she sees it. Like literally bullshit. She be like bullshit.
Okay.
So like you got people like Cynthia Erivo, Juan Carlo Esposito, who else is in here? I can't think of the first season. The first season was a couple of
I mean, they
John
have
Lo-
they
yeah.
have some bangers in
You
here.
see?
You got Benjamin Bratt,
Yep.
Adrian Brody. You got Lil Rel was in here.
Yeah.
You got
And that's just all together. They were on the first season.
they was all in the first season.
Yeah.
Wow. Nick Nolte,
Yep.
like you, man.
So
I
that's
mean,
what I mean by Black Mirror. It's just like an anthological series, and you just got all the stars in there.
okay.
Yep.
Hmm.
And it's decent. It's on season 2 right now, maybe episode 5 or 6, and it's on Paramount. Not Paramount. I'm sorry.
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah, I've seen that pop up on Peacock.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen too much on this show. This is the
Mhm.
first like most I've heard about it. So I mean, it sounds interesting,
Yeah.
like enough for me to be like, maybe I should go ahead
It's
and
real cool.
maybe pick this up. But
She's basically just solving murders.
okay.
That's all it is. She's solving murders, and she's using her bullshit gift to
Mm,
help authorities solve murders.
got it.
And then she moves on to the next little town trying to keep work, and then she eventually falls into something and starts the whole process again.
Got it. All right. Well, I gotta ask you a question real quick. It's about your Kevin Bacon show.
I know.
It's The Bondsman. It
Yes.
got so you enjoyed the first season,
Right.
but you said it got canceled.
It did get canceled. I did enjoy that. I enjoyed it so much.
Were
Well,
you
I enjoy it like that, but I got canceled vibes from it.
Oh, okay, got it.
I'm like, this ain't gonna last that long. But it's Kevin Bacon, so I thought it would.
Oh, you just thought the fact that it was Kevin Bacon, like it was
Yes.
gonna. Okay, all
I
right.
love Kevin Bacon. And then I don't know if you guys remembered on the very first episode, I talked about a TV show called Found with the young lady from Shameless. I think her name is like Shania something. And I was like, it won't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got canceled. And I knew it would.
Oh, that's a show with Zach.
Yes, the show is Zach.
Is-
The show is Zach Morris.
I mean, the trailer looked really good, and I was like, damn, like, maybe I might pick this up. But that's one. It's hard for me to pick up a show that got canceled after only 2 seasons, and it got a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. But all right, now were you surprised by this? So this is part of the NBC cuts
Yeah.
that they made. So were you surprised?
Not at all.
Oh,
Not at all. There's not much they can continue to do with it.
oh, okay, gotcha.
That's why, and I knew that in the first. I'm surprised they came back for season 2.
Oh,
That's how bad it was.
oh,
And I'm not saying it as a hater, but just like the meme I sent you, you watch enough TV shows,
yeah.
you watch enough movies, you know what's about to
Oh,
happen.
you talking about when he settled the crowd down
Yeah,
like, dog, I
yeah.
know what's happening.
Right.
Like, we're
Yeah.
good. We're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just kind of knew like this ain't gonna go nowhere. I'm
Okay.
surprised though the Hunting Party got picked up for season 2 because that wasn't going anywhere either. That was the one I talked about also. I think in the episode 1 or 2 where somebody escaped. All these prisoners escaped from this silo,
Mm,
and they were all serial killers, like the worst serial killers ever.
Mm.
And each episode they show trying to collect or rearrest the serial killer. And I'm like, that came back for
Wow.
season 2? That's stupid.
wow.
It's not gonna last. What else can you do with it? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's the same thing with Found. Once Zach Morris got arrested and got put in prison, what else can you do with it?
Okay.
I did like the idea that they were trying to find missing people and bring awareness to finding like a lot of Black and brown children, but there's not much you can do with that.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense. Well,
Right.
I knew my show was getting canceled. Suits.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I knew that was getting canceled. Like
Yeah.
it just didn't have that same effect that the previous series had. Even though you had an episode with Louis Litt, which he reprised his
Mhm.
role. You had Harvey on a few episodes, but nah, it just didn't have that same magic
Yeah.
that the original had, because the original carried drama
Right.
because Mike was practicing law and
No degree.
no degree. Like, but the man, how you can just read something and comprehend it. I got to read things 3 and 4 times to
Yep.
comprehend it. He was able to read it. Okay, got it.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, I mean, that was the only, like, that was
Right.
one that I knew. I'm like, yeah, this ain't going.
Yeah.
This ain't going. But I do appreciate the one episode that they did with John Amos. They actually did a tribute episode to him
Okay.
because he was actually one of their clients. So what they were like LA lawyers, and they represented TV stars
Okay.
and stuff like that. And John Amos was one of their clients.
Okay.
So they actually did a tribute episode, like where he died, his character died. I mean, well, he died way back in August.
Right.
But and then they played the episode of Good Times,
Aw.
like at the end of it, like a segment from Good Times. So I appreciated that. That was probably the highlight of the series for me. But so yeah, there's that.
I can't. Those were the only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any more off the top of my head. I really wasn't disappointed by this year's cuts.
Yeah.
I wasn't at all.
We watch enough TV to know, like, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Y'all know what it is. You had to bring it back.
We had to bring it back one time. Oh man, pick 3. Man, these are, so if you can look at it, like these are comedies, I would say ranging from 99 to like 2010. And this was a time where there was a whole bunch of comedies that were just, my goodness, this had you out of your seat just laughing. Well, at least for me it did. And you said yours is really, really easy.
Very
But
easy.
we're gonna get into that. But for our podcast listeners, we're just gonna read them across the top. We got 12 movies. 12. I 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, got it. So going across the top, we got Road Trip, Van Wilder, Dodgeball, Napoleon Dynamite, Old School, Hot Tub Time Machine, Office Space, Wedding Crashers, Hangover, American Pie, Step Brothers, and Euro Trip. So, out of these 12 movies,
Easy.
which ones are you keeping and the rest you just throwing away?
Easy.
Easy. Let's hear it.
National Lampoon's Van Wilder. I was in college when I was introduced to that. Shout out to Ty Jean.
Okay.
Old School. Freaking phenomenal movie.
Yes.
That's how we gonna be. On college campuses trying to party.
Yep.
And Wedding Crashers.
Okay.
Easy peasy. I love Wedding Crashers. I love Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn is great.
Yeah, yeah.
You got an honorable mention?
American Pie.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. So this one is really, really hard for me. Like, so this is a live reaction right now. I got 2. The third one is just off the top of the dome, just right now. First one is Office Space.
Okay.
Anybody who works in the corporate America, who deals with a micromanaging manager, or you just get to a place in life where you just like, you know what? I'm about to live. Like, this movie definitely will resonate with you. And it has over the last 5 years easily. The other one, American Pie, because me and my boys, we like my homies, like we were like these dudes. Like, we were known, but we wasn't like popular.
Yeah.
Like, girls didn't want to mess with us, and we was all trying to get that first piece of pie. Like, so for that movie to come out while we were in high school, like, easy. And then, oh my God, the third one. Forget it. Old School. Now, if you pay attention to this column, this column, they all have the same director. And it was just damn. Why am I having a brain fart right now? The director. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips. There you go. Todd, thank you. So
Mhm.
all these right here, Road Trip, Old School, and Hangover. Todd Phillips was the director. And I felt like everybody who thinks like Hangover will be a keeper, which I mean, none of these movies were bad in my opinion,
Right.
but I feel like you can never get Hangover without Old School. I think Old School, the humor that came with this movie set up Hangover for what it was.
Okay.
Just in my opinion. But I, man, it's hard to throw the rest of these away. But if I had to pick, those are my three, and this was a hard list.
What about an honorable mention?
Honorable mention would be I'm gonna go Van Wilder
Okay.
because that was Ryan Reynolds' coming out
Yeah,
party.
listen, I love
Like
Ryan Reynolds.
I watched this movie on a humble with no expectations, and when I say this movie blew me away, like Ryan Reynolds became a household name because of this movie. So that's my top three in honorable mention.
That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. This was an era. This was definitely an era.
It was. Did you now? What movies haven't you seen on this list? Because I know you said there was some you haven't seen.
A Road Trip, Napoleon Dynamite, Hot Tub Time Machine,
Yeah.
Office Space, and Euro Trip. I've watched Dodgeball, but not from beginning to end, just like bits and pieces.
If I can recommend any movie for you to watch on this list, and I think you will appreciate it, and I'm just going off what I think your sense of humor is.
Okay.
I would recommend Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
It is it's
Okay. I mean, I know the little GIF.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. All right. Well,
Yep.
that's what we got. All right. Well, like I said earlier in the show, this is like our season finale, and this was a great first season.
Yes, it was.
I
Yes, it
mean,
was.
this has been a great 16-week run,
Yep.
8 episodes. We posted a lot of reels, and the reels are still going to come while we're on this little break, and we're going to come back full swing. I think our first episode is going to be in what, July?
July 14th it'll drop.
It'll drop, okay.
Yeah.
And that will be highlighted with a new release, which is Superman, which is a movie I think that we're all looking forward to.
Yes, we are.
Filmed in our hometown.
Yes.
I mean, Superman is technically from Cleveland.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah, for those of you who has been supporting us from the beginning, like, man, again, thank you. Appreciate it. And you have anything else to add?
I have nothing to add. Did we decide that July 14th was going to be the day, or did we want to have time to process Superman? We said we were going to talk to him.
Yeah.
Because we were going to try and do Friday.
Yeah, we did. So I tell you, so just follow our pages.
Yes.
And we will definitely provide updates. But some of the bangers that are going to be coming out over that time period, which we will still probably drop reels for, we'll try to coordinate like a live here and there.
Yeah.
To but the pages, everything is still going to be going. Go back and listen to us. But we got Karate Kid coming out next week.
Mm-hmm.
The following week after that, we got Ballerina, the
Mm-hmm.
John Wick movie. And then we got Jurassic Park, and then obviously Superman. That's gonna be like,
and I'm looking forward to Bring Her Back,
oh,
which is the horror film that comes out in
Yep.
between time. Yeah, I think that comes out Friday.
Okay.
Next Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all the movies that are coming out that we're interested in seeing. I can't
think of anything, but if y'all follow the page and
Yeah.
y'all see a reel pop up, that means we were interested
Yes.
in it and we watched it. So just be on the lookout for that. But again, thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys after our little break.
Yes. Peace out.